flame.
It's down bad.
50.
Yeah.
If you ain't bucking, you looking, you heard?
Yes.
Froze up, cause they know what's up. Just know what's us, got the pulse up, hold up.
Like and subscribe!
Hot Water Records, the podcast. That excited. It's all good. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. We
Drop
here,
this
we
shit,
here.
right?
Yeah. We here. Introduce yourself, man. Tell the people who you are,
What's
man.
the word, man? This is J6, hip hop artist from Huntington, 26
What
years
side of
young.
Huntington? The station side or the village side? What side? What we talking about?
Right near the baseball fields, so closer to the station than the village.
Okay. Yeah. Back in the day, they had the OSS guys. Those guys used to be terrorizing the neighborhood. I remember these things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if
Yeah,
you old enough to remember that.
Huntington's different, man. It's there's all different parts of Huntington.
Yeah,
like
there's
you said, the
extreme
station,
poverty, and then there's rich people. There's extreme. I'm talking about Lamborghini.
the projects.
You know. No, I'm just saying there's poverty, and then
there's sports
extreme-
cars.
Extreme rich. Like,
It's
yo,
crazy.
these guys have too much money.
Honestly,
Roy
that's
Harbour?
kind of Long Island in a nutshell in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
and Huntington is a great embodiment of that, man. How'd you get the name J6? Where does the 6 come from? Is that a baseball jersey, football jersey, or like I see you wearing the 2-3, so I don't get it. I don't know if
It's a little salute to Bron, because Bron was my favorite player, specifically when he was in
so
Miami.
It's a sports thing. So you don't get pressed by the gang members like, yo, what's up, cuz?
What's up, 6?
Yeah.
No, what's the numbers with the gangs?
Oh, you don't know.
What's up with
It's
that?
better for you. We don't know. You know
Better-
what I mean?
better- hey,
no, this is good promo
straight
for him.
numbers.
No, this is good promo for him because it's like, yo, it's better that he don't
Mike
stay
got
in the
6,
blind.
man,
Yeah,
you know.
Nah, stay in the blind. Stay in the blind.
Play for the Sixers. I went to school in Philly too. I love my
How
Philly
long did you go to
people.
school in Philly for?
4 years.
4 years. You
years.
did your whole high school?
Nah, I did my whole undergraduate degree at Temple University.
Okay, you went to
Philadelphia.
Temple.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? That's on Broad or Market? That's Market?
Right, both.
Yeah,
it runs
it's
through
long, it's mad.
runs through all of
I
North
used to- I
Philly.
used to
Yeah,
hang out
not
in-
all, but
I lived in South Jersey, so I hung out in Philly for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
So I know the lane. You know Susquehanna. Shout out to my niggas on Susquehanna.
Yeah.
You
So,
know
and
what I mean?
Diamond, you're done that way.
Relax.
Okay.
Not too much. You know what I mean? But
That was my dorm.
Temple runs that whole. You be walking 10 blocks later, you still see Temple signs. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
How was it
man.
going to Temple?
It was great, man. It was an interesting time in the world, interesting time in everybody's life. You know, it was 2016 to 2020, so end of it was the pandemic. You know, start of it was the 2016.
So they robbed you of your graduation.
Sucked. Yeah, it
No
sucked.
graduation, no ceremony at all.
The way I see it, like, we lost half a year, and a lot of people
Yeah.
like lost some of their whole college experience off the
Yeah,
pandemic. So
yeah.
I was like, you know,
Well, at
it's-
least you got a college experience.
yeah,
Some
it was
of us
a
have none.
perfect Irish goodbye for a lot of people who probably didn't want to do the sad sap. Oh, I'll see you when I see you. Maybe we'll
And
chop
you
it up.
staying down there?
Nah, I moved right back to. So pandemic started. I moved back to Huntington for about a year.
So you moved back to the epicenter during the shit.
Well,
You're like,
during
all right,
COVID, back to New
you
York.
saying peace,
Well,
you saying peace to everybody in
Well,
Philly, like, yo, I'm about to go to New York where they dying at.
you know, as everybody knows, the whole world was on its ass. So like to me, I didn't look at it as I'm going. You know, I didn't live in the city or anything like that. So you know, I was going back to Long Island, the suburbs, to see my dog, see my parents for about a year, and then eventually did move to the city
And you was
during
rapping,
the
you
pandemic.
was dropping music during that time. You was rapping. And
Yeah.
You as a rapper in Philly, you got fans in Philly.
Yeah, definitely got friends and fans in Philly. You know, I love Philly. I try to go down there at least once a year since I graduated. You know, I got a lot of cool guys that I met in a fraternity there, guys I met outside of the frat that I still go chop it up with.
Yo, this is good to have if you set up roots in another city, man. Because now if they got
sure.
venues you could come perform at, and y'all sharing fans, because your fans are gonna see it, their fans are gonna see. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to tap in with more artists down there, man. I feel like every time I do go to Temple, I go see my college friends. You know, we go hang out, we go to the bar, somebody's having a party, we do this, and that. But, you know, I need to get in the scene more in Philly for sure.
Do you know the underground scene over there? It's kind of dangerous, kind of wild and dangerous.
Yeah, a little
over
bit,
there. I don't
man.
know.
Well, Meek, that was a big reason why I wanted to go to school in Philly. My favorite rapper when I was in high school was Meek.
Mill, yeah. I did my homework. Logic, Drake, Meek.
All that.
How did you go from? Who was first? Was it you saw Logic was like
My first favorite rapper?
Yeah, because you named those three in your profile.
First favorite rapper was probably the first time I heard a rap song, so that was either M or 50.
Okay. No, but I'm saying more so you selected those three to say, yo, these are my biggest inspirations in music. And I think you named albums too. You said Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares. This in your Apple bio. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, Apple Music.
I'm gonna go look in the shit. I'm looking in the file, so I don't know.
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna act like somebody's writing her shit. That comes straight from my pen.
Okay,
so I did write
so
that.
you know
I know exactly what you're talking
All right,
about. Yeah.
So tell me about why those three guys. Why that lineup is really different in a sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those three, I feel like that it stemmed from people asking me the question, you know, when they see me and I tell them I'm a rapper, and they're like, you don't give rapper, who you inspired by. So then I tell them, then I try to think about who am I really inspired by, like who is my style, like, you know, a blend of. So yeah, the way I broke that down between those three artists that you're referring to was, You know, I feel like I have like the triumphant, like aggressive, you know, type of like motivational shit like a guy like Meek, but like maybe like still like the casualness and like the smoothness to the flow of a guy like Logic, not afraid to be like, you know, even vulnerable with yourself like a guy like Logic. And then Drake too, with, you know, me when I get on my melodic shit. I feel like my melodies are way different than Drake's. I feel like when I'm singing, it's kind of sounds like a little more grungy, like a little more punk.
So punk rap.
In some way. I like the rage shit too, bro. I like all of it.
How would you describe your style? Was what I was going to ask you. Was like, yo,
diverse.
No, but I'm saying to a rapper, to somebody
to a rapper,
rap, what type of raps is these, man?
Depends on the song, bro. It depends on the beat. Like I rap over, you know, I think the song that best represents me as an artist is called "What It Sound Like," and like the production is shout out to Trevor DeBlas, man. That's some pro era production on that one, and it sounds authentic. It sounds like what New York at one point between maybe like '94 and 01. You know, like really, you could see that on a Nas project or a Jay-Z project, like something like that. And like
pro era, like Joey, you know what you talking about?
Yeah, Trevor's an engineer and producer, and Nick Caution is his best friend. So they came up making music together.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been working together for a couple years now. Honestly, he's helping me see apartments and shit, bro. Shout out to Trevor, man. He's showing me apartments and shit. You know, we've been working on all different levels, and actually, you know, I found out like I knew he had Joey Badass like in his bio and shit like that. I was like, oh, where this dude like part of Pro Era or whatever. But then you know, a couple years into knowing me, he was like, oh yeah, me and Nick, I grew up together. We're really good friends.
The story started to make sense.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I started checking out his music. I was like, yo, I'd love to do a song together. So we're actually about to drop something, me and Nick Caution.
A tape or just?
Nah, just a song.
Okay.
Just
You're doing a lot of that. You're doing a lot of one-offs. I'm in your page.
Yeah,
I'm like,
man.
hold on, man.
Well, here's the thing,
where's
bro.
Where's the album, brother? Where is the
I put out, so the biggest body of work I put out was a six tapes.
We heard it. Yeah.
6-song project.
Spinning it in here. It was alright. It was good. It was good music.
It was some more like up tempo. Like maybe you hear like the Meek in that a little bit. Like maybe you hear the Logic in that, like that more. I'm not doing anything really melodic much in that project, but nah, for me it's just, you know, it's staying on top of every release and giving it its just due, right? So I feel like while I've made so many songs in my life, ones that have come out, ones that like my catalog's 40 plus right now, you know what I mean? So I've shared a lot of music with the world over these past 3 years, but I want to make sure that I'm giving every release, you know, its shine and its attention to like what I created, because if I'm releasing a song, that means I really believe in it, or I really felt like this song could make a difference for somebody or something like that. So if I'm going all the way that to share it with the world, not just keep it in my laptop, like
shots fired. Somebody took one
so something we all know a little too much about, okay? Hey, I drop my shit. I try to at least, because at the end of the day, bro, you know, I work with different producers all over Long Island, all over the city. You know, if you're gonna pay for a beat, bro, you're investing in yourself. You're investing in who you're working with. You're investing in this piece of art. You gotta make it something. You gotta make sure that you're, you know. So I feel like that's the rationale for me dropping singles more than projects, is because like I'm still trying to get better at promoting what I drop. You know, with just more than just a music video. All right, boom, here it is, once, twice. All right, gone. Here's a carousel of pictures, gone. Like I'm trying to have, you know, something where I can build 10, 15 different little videos off of that all make sense to what the song's about.
That's one side to the coin, man. The other side of the coin is you kind of have less to tell a story with when you only drop singles. Like when you only give somebody a single and then it's a couple weeks or another month between singles, it's kind of hard for me to read. Tell me your story.
What's
tell me
actively
about
going on?
Yeah, because I'm you know what I'm talking about, because you know the 3 albums in your bio, so I know you know the album tells a story. You know what I'm saying? The album lets you. It's the deep dive into the artist that. For the people, for the connoisseurs, the people that want to see how you express yourself over the beats, we want that 4 or 5 song pocket, because sometimes there's different pockets in the album. I'm like, oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did. So we want that, man. We did it on the 6 tapes, man. Back it out again, man.
You know, since we already covered both bases, I'll tell you this. Me and Trevor did like probably like 5 or 6 songs together where he was on the production and mixed it.
Okay.
Those songs are done. They haven't released. Okay. And Trevor works with a company called Engineers. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that. It's an online platform built for engineers.
Okay.
And he does a lot of shit through there. I had a little interview with them in the past, and they were like, yo, you can sell your music direct to your fans through us if you want to. You know, you hear a lot about that. DTC. Selling DTC, right? DTC. Selling directly to your fans and giving them your art at, you know,
that's
in
the only
a
way you're
cool.
Gonna make some money.
Yeah, for real.
Just watch the mic.
Oh yeah, no, my fault.
Yeah, that's the only way you're gonna make some money.
For real. So, you know, that maybe that 5-6 song thing, maybe I was thinking that's a good time to maybe try
EP
that.
too, even an EP. Yo, listen, what's nothing wrong with the 6 tape? The sequency, everything was good. We just need more of that. Like, don't just yo, I'm not doing projects no more. I'm just gonna put singles out. And I understand the whole, the attention you want to give each release.
Right.
That's cool too. But tell your story.
Yeah, and you just got. And to your point, you could just build off songs on each one of the projects. If it's a 5-song project,
right.
you got to work extra hard. If you're having a hard time promoting one, you feel like to the best of your ability, you got to go extra hard. So
right.
I'm trying to.
So you feel like the promotion is different for an album as far as like single and albums.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like an album just feels like more of a moment, unless you're just gonna like surprise. Yeah, unless you're just gonna surprise people and just because people are like, yo, you need to drop something new, be like, all right, here's 5 songs. Just because you can and because you love the music that much, that's dope. But I feel like with an album. And, I've never truly sat down and, like, written a concept album or a conceptual project before. I have many things written down in my notes of ideas for, like, if I were to do a project.
You sound like that type of rapper, though.
When definitely.
Going, I can hear the wordplay. I'm like, all right, he sound like he got more shit to say. Let's get off these singles, man. Put the album out, you know what I mean? The
singles still me trying shit too, Yeah. If I appreciate you checking out my catalog. Like, there's definitely a lot of different sounds.
Yeah, it's a lot of different sounds, but that's what I'm saying. That's where an album is gonna shape it up. Yeah,
bring it all together, man.
Let people really know what's going on. Give people a deeper dive. Like, yo,
no doubt.
Let's take it back. Let's take it back to the beginning, man. I want to talk about Playing with Fire, man. I ain't really get to hear the record because it was hard to find. I don't know if the files got deleted.
Oh, they're deleted. They're gone from the universe.
Why? Why was that? Why delete those?
So that song "Playing with Fire" was a diss record toward a past friend of mine and an ex.
I love a good diss record.
It was the era too. We were just talking about Meek, 2016.
Yeah,
shit was hot.
Okay.
So it got taken down because my baseball coach found it, and he was like, and we both played on the baseball team together. Nah, this shit was
a teammate.
Nah, that was a teammate. It
was your man's, like, y'all was cool or not?
Yeah, good friend of mine for years. Yeah,
okay.
No, we were really tight.
So this was a nasty triangle of love.
No, it was a deathly fallout. Is what it was. It was explosive, in a lot of ways.
You exploded. Cause it
it was me, bro. That's essentially that's what Playing with Fire was.
That's what it sounded like. It sounded like you crashed out.
Pretty much, yeah. Mainly on him, because she's still a woman, so I still gotta, play a certain boundary and say what I'm gonna say about her without being too vile. But yeah, I mean, I felt disrespected. I wanted to hurt him, bro. That was really the only thing that was on my mind. So I was like, if I'm not gonna go put this dude in a hospital, how am I gonna really hurt him?
Right.
And that's a mark that can be felt and lasts a while.
Yo, but you see that's a moment that come with a story. That's sort of like an album. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about that moment. Walk me through that moment that's like, yo, first of all, you 17, 18? You were in high school at this time when this happened.
17, yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about what was the, I'm getting in the booth, man. I'm about to give him bars. I'm about to bar him up.
Yeah, so like after I found out, like we dated, me and this girl dated for 3.5 years.
All high school. Basically.
All of high school, pretty much. Yeah, we broke up. They had a weird relationship even when we were together. You can see the writing on the wall type shit. Like you said, love triangle. You can see that shit in plain sight, bro. I'm calling it out. Like, yo, how you acting is not okay. She's like, yo, you're approaching my territory. This is my friend. Like, you can't tell me who I am. Like, you're right, but like type shit. So we broke up. They start fucking after we break up. I eventually get the truth out of her. Confronted her in person one night. Found out about it. I walk home, and that's where all that energy was. I just had to displace the energy, and it was just the timing of my life at that point. I had just put out my first song on SoundCloud, like ever. I just released my first song ever, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks prior. So like people actually just found out that I rap for the first time, and even that first song, Gravity, with this dude.
What era of social media is this?
This is the SoundCloud era. This is
SoundCloud first started popping.
This is 2016. Yeah.
Okay. 2016. Okay. Instagram was out. Vine was gone.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
So you put the record out and shit start picking up traction. The principal hears it. Your coach hears it. Like, how do these people get to hear it? Ooh.
I think, bro, it wasn't, when I think back to it too, I just think it was the era where the song was starting to actually go viral a little bit, and like specifically just from the playback in our school.
Well, was it about the song though? I didn't get to hear it, so I'm curious as to what part of the song they was like,
aggressive.
No.
Probably so many, bro.
What you said
Aggressive.
About him? What you said about him?
Just basically called him ugly, told him he's a moodle. You lost your virginity to the girl. I took her virginity. Like, pretty much.
Y'all don't talk these days? These days y'all don't talk?
So about it probably went like a year plus of like me just ignoring them. But you gotta understand, this is my whole friend group in high school. So
y'all was on the same team together. There's a bond there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so I didn't want to lose all my friends over this.
Just for the optics, what position did he play and what position did you play?
So I was an outfielder and he pitched and he.
Oh, that's not.
Well, here's the thing. This dude, his senior season, which was our, what we were coming into, he just lost the strike zone. He just was just walking guys. He was just walking guys and he would just get the ball, turn back on the mound, see me in the outfield, just like,
yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, you know, I was captain of the team and shit. Like, bro, I was a leader on the team. I was, you know, I played left.
Left field. Okay, so he's looking over third base. Like, if he's a righty, he's looking right at you.
Right, getting the ball, turning back.
If he's a righty, right? He's a righty.
He's a righty. Yeah, he's a righty.
Out the corner of his eye,
right.
Oh man, any body change, he looking at you like, oh man, you fucked this whole year up.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it was, and you know, like I said, we didn't speak for about a year. Eventually, because I just couldn't stand the energy anymore, bro. I was like, I hate.
Was she coming to the games?
Not anymore.
No, I'm saying at that time, was she coming to the games?
She used to come to my games, yeah. But this happened like the week before baseball season started, senior year. Okay. So like, I don't think she.
Oh, the music dropped. The disc dropped before the season started. And the season is what? It's like March to
June. Yeah.
Okay,
so it came out like March 20 something.
So you gave
pretty
him
much.
You gave him a Christmas present
right before opening day. Yeah.
You put away like, yo, I'm gonna have to see this dude in the locker room.
Bro, I didn't care. I was just like,
once you did the track, you got your shit off.
I was even that's why I was willing to take it down, bro, because
that
it had made such a fucking impression on, like, they didn't show up to school the next day. Like, we all sat next to each other in class fourth period. They didn't come to school. I was out partying that whole weekend. Some freshmen threw a fucking blowout. I was on top. Yeah, bro. I had freshmen who I never met in my life who were coming up to me playing the song in school. I was like, bro, this is a fucking moment now. I was like, this is dope. So, you know, I felt like my message was heard. And also, I really didn't want to get kicked off the baseball team because so that senior year, I used to play football too.
They gave you an ultimatum. They say, yo, take this down or we can't let you play.
Well, what my coach said to me was, and I understood the logic. He was like, if you don't take this down, like, I already heard about it, and I'm teaching freshman English. Like, they're playing the song. So if I heard about it, the principal might hear about it. And if he hears about it, like, there's a realistic chance you could get kicked off the team. Cyberbullying. That's what he called it.
Cyberbullying?
It was some vile shit, bro. Like I said, I literally, I would say that was probably the most, like, scathing, was basically said, like, you lost your virginity to a girl whose I took.
Yeah.
And, like, I pretty much I embarrassed him. I embarrassed him. I made fun of his appearance. He's Irish as fuck. I told him, it's your stupid fucking freckles, all this shit. I really pieced it together. Like,
he dropped no diss back. He never
he's not a rapper. So I just hit an innocent bystander, bro. He can't even. The only thing he could do is fight me, and he doesn't want to do that either.
Yeah.
So it's.
Yo, but this is 2016. Where you was sharing that link at? Like, where?
SoundCloud.
No, I'm saying it was on SoundCloud. So what? You uploaded to your IG, or like, how did it go?
So, bro,
how did the whole school start getting it? Snapchat?
Bro, this is the crazy part. Funny, at one group chat, because that is
chat, like phone number group chat.
I swear, I sent it to my group chat of friends who he had been kicked out of the group chat 3 days prior. I sent it to my group. Bro, I didn't post it on my story. I didn't send
the. Why did you about the group chat? What you did?
Cause he fucked with the whole fabric of the friend group, bro. He was
fucking it up.
He fucked my girl. Like, they're not just gonna be like, you know what?
So nobody was like,
what are you gonna do, man? Like, they were like, no, we have to stand up for our boy, which I appreciated, but that only lasted so long. So that's where relationships start to get fractured. It's bound to happen when you think about it, but yeah, no, like, this is actually a true story. I only sent it to one group chat, and the way they used to fucking talk, sent it to everybody, bro.
That's the street team.
Bro, they sent it to everybody. Yeah.
That's the street team. You need to send them some more music.
And bro, this was also like I said, this is 2016, so this is like the viral SoundCloud era. So once that shit got shared 10 times, 15 times, 25, 50 times, maybe if it got 50 shares, it had like 5,000 plays in the first 5 days. That's when I had to take it down. I think the algorithm started firing it up too. I'm not gonna lie.
Opportunity to monetize?
I took it down 5 days. It was up for 5 days.
5 days it was up.
And it had 5,000 plays.
Yeah. And then what you did with the 5? You got rid of it? You deleted it?
So it was actually on my boy who I mentioned that I put out that first song with, Sam Banks. It was on his computer because I didn't have my own setup at that point. I was recording in his closet.
Yeah.
So
trenches.
Pretty much. The trenches of, you said you knew Centerport, yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying, that's you ain't in hot water. You went in hot water. I was making it happen somewhere in the trenches.
And every day is something greater, and we're grateful for that. But yeah, so it was on his computer, and honestly, like, after that song, like, I really like in our school, and a little bit like started getting some attention. Like, people were like, yo, like, you're really dope, you're talented, like, all this. And bro, he, as the dude who was rapping first and the dude who had already put out a bunch of music, he wasn't crazy about that because, it's a normal human reaction. Like, jealousy creeps in. We eventually having a fallout like a couple months after that, like that same summer.
Talking about you and Son, who
recorded it. Yeah. So we fell out like that summer, like 6 months later. right before I went to college, right before I went to
So you
Temple.
didn't even have access to get it back. It's over.
It was pretty much over. I did meet him again, you know, a couple like years down the line towards the end of my college career. We dapped it up. It was cool. But I asked him, I was like, yo, you still got that? He was like, nah, I ain't got that. He was like, I don't got that.
Get that out of here.
Yeah, bro. But I was just talking to somebody from my high school 10 days ago who asked me about that.
Like and subscribe!
People who I didn't even really like hang out with in high school still hit me up about that. I got the lyrics.
Yeah.
And I got them.
Don't re-record that.
You know how in your notes app it shows the timestamp of when you. So I still have the lyrics with the 2016 timestamp in my phone. So that's kind of a treasure. So I'm gonna keep it. That's just why.
What made you highlight that in your story for somebody who doesn't have a full motion picture album? That's what I like to call them, because sonically that's what you want to create as a movie.
Word. I like that.
You put that in your bio as a standout moment. Do you feel like that's like your villain origin story or something? Like that's where you was really like,
that's a LeBron era too.
Yeah,
man.
like that's what that's you reflect on that in that way, or like.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely felt that energy of exactly of what you just described, but also like the reason why I would say I put that in my bio is because that was the first time I ever really got attention for rapping. Because like, you know, before that, I started writing when I was like 13, 14, like going into high school, and I didn't put out anything until I was a senior in high school. So, you know, that was the first time people were like, yo, holy shit, where did this come from?
Yeah, who's this guy, man?
Exactly. So, you know, it was I felt high school famous for a couple of days. You know, it was cool.
Which is a good thing. You know, that's where it starts. You gotta be able to take over where you at, and then you move on to other territories and all of that.
But even, you know, the years after that, I just continued putting out songs on SoundCloud. Didn't really know what I was doing. Wasn't really around any hip hop people or music people in general, like music industry people, to be like, yo, you should try to get in this venue. Like, you should get beats from here. You should try to make this play. Like, so I was just kind of putting out songs as more of a hobby in college. Ended up performing at Temple at my frat, which was probably the biggest crowd I had played to at that point. That was a few hundred people. That was dope. And again, that was another important moment for me, somebody who was always coming up like more reluctant to share my music at first, and then more reluctant to perform in front of people. Yeah, doing that at the fraternity at Temple like definitely like made me like, yo, I can really like stand in front of a room and like rip this shit up. So
I seen you hold a mic, man. Looked like you was comfortable. You was on the DJ Cool. What's his name? DJ Cool.
Yeah, rest in peace to Cool, man.
Rest in peace to the homie. You was on his show and shit. It kind of looked like when he first turned the beat on, you was like, yo, stop playing with me. You made like a face. You made like it was like a gesture you did. You was like, oh yeah, this what y'all serving in here? All right, watch this.
Came there with really one thing in mind. It was
I gotta burn it down. I
gotta show what I can do.
They're gonna expect this from me, and I have to be ready. And that's something that a lot of people lose sight on because they're worried about looking cool, as opposed to being ready. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you for being ready and in the moment. We're not gonna ask you for a freestyle here. That's not what we do here.
Hey, if you say it, I'm with it.
No. We do the deep dives here, man.
I like the deep dives too.
We do the
That's
combos,
how you
man.
unpack. This is how I learn a little bit more about myself. Some shit I ain't heard.
That's a fact.
And I hope the world too, right?
Sometimes it takes for you to say it out loud, for you to really know, this is what I'm standing in. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, bro.
Yo, you don't ever get no controversy over your name, because it's another artist with that same name, and he's actually like out here somewhere.
Yeah, he's a Long Island dude too.
You ever run into him? You ever see him?
Never met him in person, nah.
It's a couple of those in Long Island. I want to say I want to say it's about 3 people that I know that have the same name.
Yeah, no, it's a common thing I think in music in general. People from all and J6 is not the most. One of one creative name where it's like, bro, how did anybody else think of that, bro?
Think of that? Yeah, nah, it ain't.
Especially with Jay and hip hop is almost like
That's a fact.
But yeah, man, I've met his peoples before. I've seen him around, just via social media. But like I said, bro,
he don't got the merch though. Let's say that. Let's start with that. Let's go to this. I want it because I had to come look at it real quick. Pause. The way the link in your profile is set up is
J6.com, baby.
It's real clean. It's a lot of clean work here.
Had to buy that domain.
How did you put this together? Talk to me about the thought process that goes into like even just the graphics, like the name, the way you write your name. Yeah. Turned it into a logo. Obviously, you got merch.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I'll talk to you about the logo. I'm glad you asked about that because the J6 logo, the one that's fully spelled out, is something that I drew.
New.
No, that's actually, it's been since I first put out my first song.
You didn't have it out. Like you had
the merch is pretty new. Yeah,
okay,
the merch is new.
Okay.
Yeah, but the logo, you know, when I first started dropping music on all platforms and I was creating my brand and everything, like I wrote out J6 like that in kind of that sharp, jagged font. And then I sent it to a graphic designer. Shout out to Outlining. She's, if you guys want to get graphic design work, artists and creatives, this girl Outlining, spelled exactly how you think, just with a Y.
Okay.
She does amazing graphic design work. She's worked with, you know, big rappers, Marshmello, doing concept covers for all different super great artists. So she digitalized that logo that I wrote out.
It look clean, man. It's
I
a
appreciate
clean
it.
look. It don't look like this is not amateur work.
Word, yeah. You know, I appreciate it, and I feel like it kind of, in a way, it represents part of what my music is like too.
I gotta do it, man. I gotta go here, man. As I was doing my homeworks, there's a lot of questionable pictures here, my brother.
On the
There's
IG?
a lot of poses. I said, what is this guy thinking, man? It's one pose in particular that I want to ask you about because I'm not sure what the fashion choice was, why the direction.
We gotta put it on the screen or something so the people can see what we're
Nah,
talking
I'm gonna
about.
let them do their homework. I like for them to go deep dive, click on this link, listen to some music too. By the way, I sent you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's one particular picture.
What pose is this?
I want to say it's on your it's like a cover art for a song. It's you and other people in the picture. But no freaky. You got your zipper open. You got your pants unbuttoned and open. They pulled up to the waist.
You know what that is?
But the shit is like open. I'm like, what is that? What's going on in that? Like, talk to me about that day photo shoot, man.
That is getting fat. Is what that is.
And the pants didn't fit. You said, "Fuck it, I'm wearing it for this shoot."
I really like the pants. I was going for that kind of whatever look anyway, of just being like, I'm fucking a mess right now.
Wild boy for that.
Yo, I do some modeling shit too, bro. You gotta fucking do something. I gotta take some kind of risk out here. I gotta take some kind of risk.
I'm trying to find a picture because it was
those pants. That ass did not fit me, bro. I'm 220
it,
pounds right now. I'm getting fat, bro. I gotta lose a few.
That was the last one. I'm like, yo, what the fuck was this? Like, what
That's
type
the honest
of
truth.
artistic decision was this? You know what I'm saying? Like for the
some fire jeans though, some cargo jeans. Yeah, those shits are fire. I know what picture you're talking about.
Was that? Oh, you put it at like cover art, right? It was like on a.
Nah, it's not a cover.
Oh, it was on a post. It was on a post.
It was on a post, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I am wearing those jeans in a cover art.
Yo, it's a lot of that on your page though, man. Like you trying to do modeling for fucking Hanes or like what you got going on, man? What's up with these poses and all of that?
Yo,
man?
so actually, you know, music is the primary focus of everything I do. You know, that's what I'm best at. But you know, I'm trying to figure out different ways to be a full-time artist. You know what I mean? And part of that, I feel like, is your content creation, maybe your ability to model. And something I actually just did for the first time was act in a short film.
Okay, I want to talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. Don't
Yeah,
breeze over that. Don't leap over that. Keep
Don't
going with your
leap
point.
over that.
Keep going with your point. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that's so essentially, you know, I'm starting to, just by being an artist in what I like to describe as the new Roaring 20s. I think these are the new Roaring 20s that we're in right now for good and bad reasons.
Okay.
I feel like artists are content creators, artists are storytellers, artists are, you know, personalities, faces that you see as much as ever. They're not just something you hear anymore. This is
in this day and age, there's more ways to entertain.
So yeah, even I just find myself just creating videos sometimes that do well and aren't even about the music. I might be talking shit about the Yankees. I might be talking shit about Juan Soto, the guy on your back right now, because he's a fucking pussy and he left us.
Welcome to the Mets, baby.
I might be doing all type of different things,
welcome
you know.
to the Mets, baby.
Just to
Queens,
talk,
get the
you
money.
know?
You see the hat? You see it?
Yo,
you see what's
actually,
going on
yo,
there,
we're in
man?
Patchogue right now too, bro. Shout out to Marcus Stroman, because as we're doing this interview, he's on the hill right now in Atlanta.
Okay.
I picked him up in fantasy too, so I need him to shove today. Shout out to Marcus, shout out Long Island. But yeah, man, the modeling is just like, it's another way for me to, I think the acting for me, honestly, is something I could see myself doing more than modeling. Because I don't see myself as a runway person, bro. I don't think that's my vibe. I think I'm more just like sporadic, like ADHD, take me and be a different personality if I need to be. Like, but you know, like I said, the music is the
Talk to me
primary.
about this acting role you just did, man. You said it was a short film?
Yeah, it was a short film. It's probably going to be about an hour and a half, I would say. It's a horror film.
It's not a short film.
Oh, no, yeah, it's a movie. It's a movie, bro. I call it a short film because, it's a non-union film.
Okay.
Shout out to Keith Anderson, man. He's from Harlem. He's the director of the film.
Shout out to him.
Yup, and he, him and Jameen Walker, who's from Jersey.
Did you have to read for the role, or it was just, yo, we want you for this?
I actually didn't. I sent them links of me, because I didn't have any official acting experience before the role. So I sent them TikToks of me doing skits.
Like, yo, I could do something.
I sent them music videos of me that I wrote the script to, that I acted in, hired models, built a set.
Yeah.
So to show them, and there's some hip hop guy too. So, so like it was very comfortable for me, like being with them. Like it wasn't like on some some theater shit. You know what I mean? It was like everybody like felt at at peace with each other, and it was cool. It was cool.
What role did you end up landing? What role?
Playing a frat douchebag.
A frat douchebag.
Yeah,
okay, so
but I didn't act too douchebaggy in the movie. I'm just a frat guy.
Not to give it away.
Yeah.
What was some of the more memorable lines that you said or had to like improvise on set? Like, what was something that could describe that character? Maybe not memorable, but could describe that character, like a situation. A short synopsis. Doesn't have to be too much. I don't want you to give the movie away.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like I said, it's a horror movie, so we all go to a cabin together on.
Do you die?
I do die, absolutely.
You get killed.
The white guy dies in this movie.
Okay.
As a
this is the reverse.
Yeah,
Black people live in this one. Okay,
yeah. Bianca goes down and I go down. And I would say
how do you die?
I get stabbed in the back.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then I have my little. I don't want to give away no special effects, but I'm bleeding out the mouth and shit. It's cool. It's cool. I think it's gonna be cool to see myself.
When they releasing this?
It's gonna be like a weird fucking fix. Be like, damn, I just died on TV. But
when they releasing this? When is it supposed to be released?
It's supposed to be October, and it's supposed to be on Hulu and
Okay.
a name of another streaming platform that's like specifically distributes movies, like independent movies that I'm. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Tubi is one of those ones that got a lot of those like lower budget movies. Not to say it's like low budget, like
no, that's what it is. Yeah,
not a major budget, but this movie's gonna be doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was a YouTube series called Money and Violence. I don't know if you remember that. That was like the first one that I seen that was like took over the streets. Everybody was running home to see it. Like, oh man! And it was like 15-minute episode, but they were really in Brooklyn, really shooting shit. That was like the first one I seen. I want to say that was like 2014, 2015. The first web series that I ever seen. So was that, y'all doing a movie though? Like,
it's a movie. It's a one-off. It's a movie. We shot it outside of Atlanta.
Any big names in the movie?
So that was cool too. I really enjoy working with the cast. Everybody,
Shout out to the cast.
Yeah, shout out to the cast, man. Of Uncle, that's the name of the film. Uncle, because that's the murderer. He's
sound like some Asian shit.
Yeah.
Uncle.
Somebody's uncle came back to wreak havoc because his niece was in our.
Comedy?
No, it's a slasher. It's a horror movie. Like people dying, we're panicked. So like I have like some intense acting moments, which I think was cool because I was freaking the fuck out, trying to. So it was interesting just being in that element. Nah, this was outside of Atlanta, in northern Georgia, at a cabin up in the mountains somewhere. In the woods.
I can just picture the set.
Felt like a horror movie, bro. Going up there with the clouds and it was raining, and you're just like, I don't know, man.
I gotta die tonight?
Yeah, bro.
What you mean I gotta die tonight?
Right?
Yeah.
And my Uber driver was actually from Brooklyn, and she had acting experience too. So I was like, oh, who better to give me this hour and a half drive from Atlanta to wherever the fuck we were in the sticks. You're like, I don't even remember the name of the town, bro. But she was saying the same thing. She was like, oh no, man.
Yeah, you gonna do a horror movie right now?
Is that what this is?
Yo, you better pick the comedy, kid. Like, what? Why horror? Did you? How did you even? They were promoting that on their page, like, yo, we looking for actors, or you just know they were doing it. You was like, yo, I need in, bro.
Yeah, so about like a year and a half ago, also in Atlanta, I got signed to a management company who, provides roles and opportunities in modeling and acting.
Okay.
So, so they essentially, that was an opportunity they posted. I applied for it, casted for it, boom, locked in.
Okay. You still with them?
Yeah, actually, I just took last weekend. I was in Virginia, and they had like this big gala for all their talent. So like, it was such like a diverse group of people.
They based out of where? They based out of New York?
They based in Virginia, actually. Yeah, so that's why I had to drive all the way to fucking King George, Virginia.
The firm you talking about, the firm that does the consulting, they say, yo, we got this role.
Yeah, shout out to DNR Management. So they.
How do you find a firm in VA? You from Long Island? You've been living in Philly for 4 or 5 years. Like, that's what you talk. There's a lot of traveling you talking about right now.
Yeah, bro. Virginia is probably the furthest I would go when it's not by a flight. You know what I mean? So I took the Amtrak down there, but I got connected with them through a showcase that I did in Atlanta.
Okay.
And they were down there scouting talent, and that's how we linked up. So they just. How'd I get that opportunity?
No, what made you go down to Atlanta to do a showcase?
So it was this other company that's called Barbizon that like they kind of like they do like school for like modeling and acting, and everybody was like very young, like it was like child actors type shit. I'm like, I just got a fucking invite. Somebody DM me on Instagram one day. I was like, hey, I think you'd be good for this. Yeah. So like they kind of like put me in the showcase after like auditioning with them, and then like the showcase, got me to getting these opportunities.
You did well.
Yeah, so when you think about it, it is one thing leading to another. It's not a straight line to
like.
anything, bro.
That's what I'm reading. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck, Philly to Atlanta, Virginia, Go up and down the East Coast like a drug dealer.
I'll be in Miami this weekend, baby.
Okay, what's in Miami?
Yo, so this is actually back to the hip hop. I'm going down there for a song camp this weekend.
What? A song camp?
A song camp.
Like y'all gonna create together?
Exactly, exactly. Okay. Yeah, shout out to Jay Hatch, man. He was rest in peace to him. He was a mentor of mine who
passed away. Rest in peace to the homie.
Yeah, man. He was like a super, executive OG in the game, like doing shit, managing artists, putting together events, showcases, for specifically
everything.
Since like the late '90s,
In Miami?
No, New York. He's from
New York.
Yeah, yeah, man. He's from a little bit north of the Bronx.
Like Westchester.
Yeah, Jay Hatch, man. Okay. So he started this company a couple years ago, which was one of his newer ventures called Creative Space. And essentially it was a company that does these song camps in all different cities all over the country, and in some cases the world. In Toronto and London they tap in and go out there. And it was essentially a camp for exactly what it is, right? What you just said. It's producers and artists.
How do you know who you end up working with? Like, how does that work?
It's kind of random, bro. Honestly, there's.
You gotta go down there ready to.
Yeah, but there's I'm blessed to be part of the Creative Space community now at this point, and having so much experience with these people and building these relationships and seeing who I really vibe with and like who vibes with me. Like you end up seeing a lot of the same faces at the camps now. This will be my, after only going to one in my 2 or 3 years knowing Hatch, this will be my 4th one since he's passed.
Damn, that's crazy.
Because I'm trying to do my part to
carry it on.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So.
And it's a digital community. Like it's people y'all keeping in touch digitally, like online.
Yeah. There's a Discord for it, which is great. That keeps everybody tapped in. Some people, everybody is kind of spread out. Some people, my man Riggs, cameraman. Well, pause on what?
Yeah. Everybody's kind of. Yeah. You said it.
Play. My man Riggs is out in LA. He's the cameraman for Creative Space. I'll see him in a couple days. Okay. You got Sizz, who's pretty much the CEO at this point. That was Hatch's partner.
And Hatch set up shop in Miami.
Hatch has been in New York. Hatch actually did spend some time in Florida, but he's in New York.
Why is it Miami now?
So Hatch is just, he built different relationships in different cities. So like that's when he would try to take these camps to different cities to get as many, different people involved and give different people opportunities in different cities. Exactly. So he's got relationships with different studios in these different cities, so that when we end up on Creation Day and we end up going to record, that's how we get it active. So
that's a lot of mixing around, man. How do you feel safe in all those environments?
For the most part, yeah,
that's a lot of moving, a lot of mixiness. Like I don't know who's gonna walk through that door.
No, absolutely, bro. I mean, it's music, it's hip hop, it's real life. Any moment could be like that. What if
your boy the pitcher walk through the door with a hot 16 ready for you? Like, yeah, I'm back. 20 years later, I'm on your head.
That's the thing, man. You just especially with a group like Creative Space, you end up in some rooms and some situations where you're like, yo, this is what it's all about right here. This is different people coming together. This is people who have done a lot coming together, trying to, share some of just their energy, their experiences with other people. And like, I try to do the same for myself. I look at everybody, no matter who I'm around, as we're all peers. We're all on a level playing field at that.
We're all banging the same instruments. We're all banging the same tools. Exactly. It's like a construction site. Right. Yeah, you might be on the top beam up there hanging off the fucking scaffold. Okay. I'm down here doing the trench work.
Okay.
But at the end of the week, when they send the money out, you're still getting paid the same, baby. Right. You might be a couple notches ahead of me. I might be a couple notches ahead of you, but it's still a check. Mm-hmm. You don't own this motherfucker, and I don't either. We're here working. You know what I mean? So share the space, and we could build more.
Yeah. And honestly, bro, we were talking about like high school days before, like coming out of pretty much leaving a friend group like that. Like, I'm not shy about going to meet new people, going to do a different city.
That's what I meant about the safety thing. That was my safety comment.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to build my world and meet new people.
Don't do that. Everybody not open to doing that. Some people are standoffish. Some people are nervous. Some people will be so nervous in the session you come off as weird to other people. You know what I mean? Like other people looking at us like, yo, what's wrong with him? Like, you all right over there? Like, and then you got to open up in ways that's not just meeting people. We talking about artistic expression. So now I got to meet these people, and now I got to be vulnerable in front of these people, depending on what type of music we about to make. So it's like that take a lot,
bro. It really does, and you described it well because you're a creative too.
You taking therapy for these run-ins with these people or what? Like, that's a lot of emotion you could be.
Now you know what? I had a group of random roommates in my apartment in Bushwick for the past 2.5 years, and I made a joke to my parents one time. I was like, sometimes I feel like the crazy one because all 3 of these roommates are going to therapy, and I'm the only one not going to therapy. Like. Am I good? But I think that's because, I just try to keep a positive disposition about what I'm doing, like at the same time, like, knowing that, you know, I want more of myself and I want to be a better version of myself. So I don't look at myself as like, you know, maybe not every situation you're like, oh, I'm the guy in this room where I'm nobody can see me, you know, da da da. Like, you know, I feel like it's just being comfortable with that and like knowing that like I also have grown a lot. So I'm comfortable with who I am as an artist and as a person. I feel like that.
You definitely have to have the right attitude going into it because
Like and subscribe!
You don't want to be the guy that people, they smell you coming, pause. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that guy.
You're going to smell some fresh cologne if they do.
The ego is too big in the room. You know what I mean? Like some people walk into the room and they automatically trying to take on that leadership role. It's like, yo, sometimes you gotta just throw the ball over there and see what happens. You know what I mean? Let's play 21. You know what I mean? let's see let's turn the beat on, turn the music on, and see what happens. Don't just come into the room and expecting you're gonna push your weight around here. You know, there's killers in here. Be careful. Don't get your mic clipped, man.
Yo, exactly what you just said with Creative Space too. You just described an exact situation that connected dots, because part of Creative Space, now he actually came up through a program called iStandard, where he was there a little bit with Hatch's Fuse from 808 Mafia. He's, you know, a New York guy. He's a Bronx guy. He's, you know, out on Long Island now. He's part of these camps, and you know, he's kind of overseeing, you know, being a coach, making plays, overseeing the whole shit. And he said exactly what you said at one point when somebody was trying to take over the session. He was like, it's not about you, right? Like, this is about the greater good for the team, and this is about like, you got to play a role. Sometimes pass the ball, sometimes just hold the towel. And that's how I was trying to approach that room, because there's 9 artists in there, and you said 21 too. Last time we were in Vegas, bro, we were playing 21, like doing some shit like that. You know what I mean? So you just connected some dots, like almost like you've seen inside these camps, bro. Like,
if you've been in one of those rooms, you've been in all of them, man.
Maybe not all of them, but
no, I'm just saying, if you experience that in any way, shape, or form,
there's a pace, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you gotta, it's the Wu-Tang effect. You gotta be able to coexist with all these other killers in here.
Like a ninja.
It's other killers in
Shaolin.
here. Yeah, the Shaolin Temple. It's other
We're
killers.
talking back to New York now.
Other killers in here. Like, what's wrong with you? You think the ink ran out after your pen was sold? Like, after you bought your pen, there's no more ink? Come on, anybody can say anything. It's millions of words. It's millions of ways to express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, man, 2025, man, it's almost over. We might have to start talking about 2026. What's on the agenda for you, man? What's on the calendar? What you doing the rest of this year, man?
Yeah, we're past halftime already. I look at it the same way, bro. Whenever you get into July,
yeah,
you're like,
it's fourth quarter. It's about to be fourth quarter.
That's the mentality we gotta have, bro. That's a fact.
What's on the calendar for you, man? What's set to release? What's set to come out? I know you got the movie come out in October.
So I'll be in Miami this weekend with the camp. We're actually finishing a project down there that's going to be released. I don't know too much about the distribution and when and where and what it's going to look like, but I'll be on it. So take a look.
How many slots do you know or not?
Not sure yet.
It just goes with the flow.
I'm just cutting as many records as they want me on.
Do they leave anything off the table? Do they be like, you know?
Yeah, all the time.
Like, it's not going to make the cut, but we keep this on?
For sure. You know, it's like we're all in there trying shit, throwing shit at the wall. We're making more music than we're gonna walk away with, so that we have those very real conversations, which I think are necessary. You know, saying like that song's not it, like that's not gonna play.
What is this, like a 2-day thing or 1-day thing?
They're usually the camps is a whole stretch for 3 days, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That sounds like a fucking gauntlet.
So we'll see what happens this weekend. After that, I'm going to be putting out that song, Time Ticking, with me and Nick Caution.
Okay.
I'm excited for that.
When that tape coming out? You got the whole tape, too? You got like
nah, it's just a single. It's just a single.
Nah, you say you was working with somebody, you had like 5-6 songs.
Oh, with Trevor, yeah, with Trevor.
Yeah, put that out.
I haven't given a date to that yet. That's something I want to actually, you know, usually during the holiday season, I won't release anything because that's usually, I feel like, when most people like don't drop shit. But I was thinking about yo, that's a fucking Christmas project. That song, the shit that me and Trevor did. Like,
why are you deviating from the success of playing with fire? You gave them a Christmas present. It was around that time of the year, and you saw what happened.
That was the spring. Nah,
you said it was going into baseball season, so it had to be before
March.
Right,
the week before baseball season. Yeah,
the week before.
Yeah.
So the season was already changed.
But yeah, no, I think it would be a cool thing for that. And what I want to do with it too, to add to the Christmas theme, what you're talking about is like offer a package. All right, boom, here's these 5 songs. You get them exclusively, $25. You want to get a hat too, you want to get a hoodie too, boom, $50 for the hat, $60 if you want the songs and the hoodie.
Good merch.
Something like that. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I got a lot of pieces out.
Yeah, tell the people where they can find that, man. Shout all your shit out, man. Anything you want to drop, anybody you want to salute, shout it out, man. Rest in peace to the homie Hatch, all that, man.
Rest in peace to Hatch. Rest in peace to Cool, man. Some great collaborators and people in this space. You can find me everywhere. J6, JAYSIX. Instagram and TikTok is where I post the most. YouTube's got all my music videos. I'm on the streaming platforms wherever you getting in your commutes with Spotify or Apple, JAYSIX, all one word.
Good link in the bio. Good clothing on there. Good merch.
J6.com.
Good vision. Might be some questionable poses in them pictures, but
those pants are a little low, bro.
Nah, but the clarity in the artwork is where it need to be, man. It's top tier production. It don't look like a rookie did this. You know what I mean? Like,
I appreciate
sometimes you click on a link, you like, what is this? Some people don't even got a link. You got to go type their name in and see if they even got music. I'm trying to tell you something, man.
Right.
You where you need to be. Keep doing what you're doing. You where you need to be, and you're gonna get where you need to go. If you understand what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Listen, man, we here for a good time, not a long time. We already passed the mark we were supposed to, but it is what it is, man. Anything else you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Shit. Keep on pursuing whatever you're doing, man. That's what a lot of my content is about, is motivational.
Keep on pursuing whatever you're doing.
Right. You know, in the moment, too. Like, just try to make every day the best. Don't worry about next week or next month. You got a plan, but just try to be better than you were yesterday. You get far. All
right, man. Hot Water Records, the podcast. Joey, get us out of here, man. Kaputs.
Yes, sir.